Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my videos, being here on the channel. I appreciate you very much. Thank you. I've been away for a while. I'm sorry that a lot of you were waiting for me. I do feel like I've seen you guys, though, because I've been doing many readings for you, and I feel like I've been in contact. I almost feel like I've been shooting videos because I've been in contact with so many of you. It was so good to meet you. And so good to see you again, to those that I've met before. I hope that you and your family fared well with this illness that's been going around. I can't even say the name anymore, you guys. I'm so tired of it. It's like that's been all we talk about and all that's in the news. But yeah, I hope that you and your family were fortunate enough to pull through and have not had too many health crises. How do you say that word? But I'm back and we're just trying to get through it. It's been quite dramatic. My family is okay. Fortunately, my mom is doing well and my siblings are doing well. I told you about her first cousin that passed away in Queens, and we thought that my cousin's husband was pulling through. He had it as well, and we thought he was out of the woods, and then he ended up passing away. So that was 2 weeks ago, and we're just in complete shock. We're in complete shock. I've had a few people in the family that had it, and they did good. They're fine now. They're doing very well, and a lot of them were like, "Oh, it's not that bad," and some of them were like, "This is just insane. I've never been this sick." But fortunately, they're recuperating. I haven't been sick, not that I know of. My husband has been sick. We're on the other side of the country, so we're not as affected as New York. My animals are doing good. He's here half under the table, half out. I just chased him around the neighborhood. He got off the collar, and he wouldn't come back to me. And I'm yelling, "Cooper, Cooper!" And he's not coming back. And then I finally yelled out, "Peanut butter treats!" And he stopped. And he looked back. I was able to get the collar on him and pull him back in. No, but yeah, I have so many things to talk to you about. I've been very hurt by the deaths of these poor young men. Ahmaud Arbery, a 25-year-old boy, basically, 25 years old. That's a child. He's a young man, but in a mother's eyes, and that's a baby. He was killed in Georgia by these vigilante crazy guys. And then we had George Floyd a couple days ago, 46 years old, killed in Minnesota by the police. And it's just heart-wrenching and very, very painful, and it's making us angry. It's making us quite angry. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to speak out of anger. But I would encourage a lot of people to, if you have not read this book, Southern Horrors and Other Writings by Ida B. Wells, and it was edited by Jacqueline Jones Royster. If you haven't read this book, please, I would encourage you to read it. And if you read it, and I want to know what you think, let me write to me. Write to me at waterbendita@gmail.com. So she was born in the 1860s, I believe. I think it was 1860s. I don't know what year. And she passed away in the 1930s. But she was a teacher, a journalist, and became a historian, basically. She documented all the most of the lynchings chronologically that were happening throughout a period of time in the South, actually not just the South, all over the U.S. And this is a very important book, and it's an epoch in history that we all should know about. We all should be informed. And it seems like it never ceased. It seems like it never ceased. So, yeah. I want to do some sort of reading on what's been going on, but I don't want to do it on a specific person because I don't like to do anything on someone that's passed away, especially so recently. And also their families. I'm just praying for their family, their mothers, their sisters, their fathers, their brothers, their everyone in their families, their friends, that they get healed, that God helps them bear the pain of losing a loved one so tragically and in such an unjust way, so brutal. I mean, it's just horrifying. It's been hard to think about anything else. So here's my Taza too. I did this Taza a while back. This is what I'm going to do my reading on. It's going to be on George Abbott. He's the governor of Texas. So I've got that Taza ready to go. And I also wanted to touch on a few. You know how you guys told me to talk about my dreams. So I had a few dreams while I've been away. Now, one of the dreams that I had, you guys, I think June is going to be, I don't know, it's going to be an important month. I saw, like I say when I go to sleep, like in my waking dreams, I've been a little low on my energy. That's why I didn't do any personal readings last week because I just had to reschedule because my energy has been low on that area of my life. I'm just exhausted. I can't even talk. But yeah, so I've had a few dreams and I haven't been able to see very well. I usually see like silhouettes very defined, but lately I've been seeing them as, have you guys ever seen the Terminator? When the T, is it the T-1000, the T-2000, I don't know whatever T that is, that they like turns to water. That's how I've been seeing the figures now, like watery figures. So it hasn't been that defined. But I think I saw someone that looks like or is Jimmy Carter. Someone that either looks like Jimmy Carter and is a little hunched over, or it could be Jimmy Carter himself. Like I said, I couldn't define who it was. So I think that will be passing away. And I wanted to make sure before I said anything. Now, I don't know when this is going to be, but I think the creature might be sick, you guys. I'm not saying it's corona, but I think the creature I think his health is going to be declining. I also saw who I think it's him. I saw him once before and then I waited. I didn't want to say anything. And then the other day I saw him in that vague watery figure because I told you my energy's been low. And I think it's him. I think his health will be declining. And like I told you when I read those cups for future occurrences way out there, I just don't see him at all. Just don't see him. God forgive me. Jesus, please help. I don't wish ill on anyone. I really don't, because those things come back to you. The same way you wish those bad things on people, it comes back to you. So I don't do that. Not only because of that, but because I just can't. You let your passions get ahead of you and your hatred, and that destroys your soul. It destroys your heart, and it contaminates your being. Put my trust on that the Almighty, and He knows what He's doing. Put our trust in Him and let Him take care of it. So I don't wish anyone ill. I'm just telling you what I saw. I've seen people that I've really cared for. It's that I really love with all my heart. My family members, I've seen them, and I also see people that just come to me. When they're alive, still alive. I've never really seen anyone dead. Like the way I see that, I've had dreams of dead people, but not in my waking dreams. I've never seen that. So these are people that are alive. And then the other thing I wanted to touch on, I'm sorry that I'm not doing the reading, but these are things that have been happening to me. For our brothers and sisters in the LGBTQ community, be careful this month of June. I also saw something, a maniac, you guys, a crazy person. I don't know what the heck. Same way I saw like a maniac in the White House with women with something in their heads. I see something like maybe it's people getting sick, but I see a dark force over the LGBTQ community. When you guys go to these places of like the parades, I doubt that they'll do any parades now in June. But whenever they reschedule the parade or whenever there's a reopening and people are getting together, be vigilant and take precaution. There's a lot of hateful people out there. There's a lot of hateful people that are unstable. So just keep your eyes and ears vigilant. Brothers and sisters in the LGBTQ community, please be well, protect yourselves, take lots of precaution. This has just been, what a year. I mean, I said it, this summer is going to be rough. And I did see like people getting sick again, but I did cups for myself. I wanted to do my own cups before I did a new reading and put it on the channel because I wanted to see what would happen, what happens with me and like people in my family. That's how I see how things are going to be turning up. But I think that things will be returning to normal at some point. Don't think that this is the end, that, you know, the Great Depression. I see in my personal cups, I see things stabilizing. And I see people visiting me. I see myself driving to places, seeing people that I haven't seen in a long time. Kids getting together. So I think kids are going to be going back to school at some point. So, yeah, so that's good news. So that's the good news that I have. Eventually things will start to get back to normal. But before that happens, we have to just hold on there a little more because things are going to get a little uncomfortable and there's going to be maniacs out. You see them already out with the Nazi flags or the Confederate flag and the Nazi flags protesting in government buildings because they want everything reopened. I mean, I understand the business owners, the small business owners, they may not be getting help. They may be desperate. I understand that. Like, I'm not judging them. But these people that are like, I need to get my roots done. Like, what's wrong with you? I don't get that. So anyway, let me get to my Greg Abbott reading. Holy cow, I just shot this whole Taza video for Greg Abbott and the sound, I couldn't even understand or hear it. So I'm doing this again. Let me just check real quick it works. So yeah, I just shot that video and I'm redoing it because the audio was horrid. So for Greg Abbott, Dan Patrick, and Ron DeSantis, this is the book I'm going to use, Catch-22. Because there are people in power and people with a job, and they're insane. They're incompetent. They don't know what they're doing. I feel bad saying that about Greg Abbott because from what I've seen in the cup, it's like he's just intimidated, but still. Oh, this is one of the funniest books, you guys. If you haven't read it, you should. Okay, and then also, on a funny note, I'm here with Cooper. He's in the back. I had to pause the video because a few times, the other one anyway, because I don't want to get Wendy Williams. He's a little gassy, and it's funny because I never heard a dog make noise when they're gassy. And he does. Oh no, was that one again? You guys? I'm gonna get Wendy Williams with his dog. He's so funny. He's like a little frat kid. Goober. He won't come up on the camera. He's too tired. I walked him a lot today. Okay. So let's try this again. Am I recording? Okay. So here is the creature. Now, this I've had this cup for a while now, so maybe this already happened in a way, this right here, because whatever's closest to the handle is what will happen the soonest. So here is the creature, and you see all these little notes, like all these little dots. These are like letters, emails, correspondence, and they're all surrounding the creature. I think that the creature has been either he doesn't write emails, but maybe writing them letters or having people in his administration write to Greg Abbott, maybe telling him to reopen Texas. No, this was a month ago, you guys. This was a month ago. So now when I read the cup, I read it clockwise, right? But in a way, to read it this way is I will tell you, he is somehow connected to all this, that it's counterclockwise in the cup, because he wants to be involved, or he involved himself, but then later turns his back like, no, I did not get involved. That I didn't have anything to do with that. You guys were on your own. But meanwhile, he's the one directing here. He's directing this right here. And then I'll tell you what he's directing over here. All right, so I had read up on Greg Abbott because I need to know their birthdays when I do my dedication for the cups and my meditations. And so Greg Abbott was born November 13th, 1957 in Texas. He's 62 years old, and he's in a wheelchair. He's paralyzed. And apparently he was told, now this should tell you about his personality. There was a storm in Texas, and people were told not to go outside because of the high winds. It was dangerous. Things can fly at you, signs can fly at you and even decapitate you. Trees can fall and crush you. And he decided he wanted to go jogging. This was not when he was a young boy. This was he was an adult already. So he decided he was not going to listen. Now, this is the Corona era. But back then, he decided he was not going to listen to what the experts were saying, and he went out for a jog. And unfortunately for him, a tree fell on him. And I don't know if the tree crushed his legs or his spine, but he is now in a wheelchair. So I don't know if that experience has made him more likely to listen to experts, or if that's just his personality and he will always do whatever the heck he wants. I don't know what to make of this guy. But here he is, and he works. I know that Dan Patrick is his lieutenant governor, and they're supposed to work closely together, but no, his person of trust is a tall woman. She is the person that works with him, and who he trusts and who he confides in for these, gubernatorial, what are you going to call it? For the work that he does. He trusts her. And I'm going to tell you something right here before we go any further. Shoot, please. So here, I don't know if you can see it, plain as day. You see him sitting? That's a person that's paralyzed. Here is his head, right there. Head. Oh, now I'm blocking it. Here's his head. That's his back right here. And he's sitting. That's his head. That's his back. And there he is sitting on a wheelchair. It comes out like a car, like a long little car. That's a wheelchair. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't know if this is the case. There's nothing on Google about that. But I think that he's claustrophobic. I think he's afraid to be confined. And the reason I think that is because here is like a structure. And I think that that's a small structure. That's an elevator shaft. And that's provided for him to use, this elevator. But he doesn't like going in the elevator. He must have something like those I don't know what you call that, those railings that they put on the stairs for older people that can't walk, or people that or young people that aren't able to walk, that they go up the landing on that. I don't know what that's called. I think he prefers to use that than go in the elevator. And so here he is with this woman, and these are old documents and money and phone calls. And I think that they're recording every meeting, not recording like recording what they're talking about, but keeping it like notes, making notes of everything and keeping track and record of everything that is discussed and all the money that's coming in and out. And I think that they want to save some money that they're getting for like a rainy day for their own purposes. I think he's more afraid of the COVID and that he realizes that the COVID is real and that the threat is real and that the way it spreads is real. But there's too much pressure coming in from the creature. And also his constituents, they're writing him. You see all these like little notes everywhere. Here is the building that he works in, and somebody in that building is going to get sick. You can see it right there. Someone's going to get sick. Now, I don't know who this person is. It's a tall, heavy, light-haired, light-skinned man that is bringing documents and money for him. So through this man, he's going to get some sort of money for Texas and for the people of Texas. And they're all wearing masks. They don't want to go in public with their masks, but here they're all wearing masks. And you see all these letters and notes, and you see these people turning, these two people. One of them is Dan Patrick. I think this is Dan Patrick right here. The lieutenant governor, the one that said that old people, it's okay for old people to die, that they should take one for the team, that they should sacrifice for the economy. Like if you're 70 years old and over, you're not valuable, you're nobody. Your grandchildren, your kids don't care, do it for them. Do you think that you're a grandkid and a child, your own flesh and blood, want you to die just because you're 70 years old? They'd rather sell their homes, and I'd rather be destitute than to lose someone I love. I'd rather give everything up for ransom so that they could be alive. And he's over here saying, if you're 70 years old or over, it's okay. You should take them for the team, for the country. What? Okay. And then he turned 70. He said that when he was 69. And then over here, he's wearing a mask. Oh, now he doesn't want to die now, right? I see. Qué lindo. Now he doesn't want to die. So he's wearing a mask after he said all that bull. But he has his back turned to whatever Abbott and whatever his secretary and him are doing, like the Trump is over here and they're away from Trump. And then, Trump has people that have passed away, and he doesn't want to take responsibility for that. He's like leaving it up to Abbott and whoever this woman is. So, yeah. So Dan and this other dude, I don't know who he is, they're turning their backs on him. And I think that, I don't know if they've reopened Texas, because I'm going to tell you right now, I've been away from the news. I've been engulfed the past few days and for weeks in the Ahmaud Arbery, 25-year-old that passed away in Georgia. That's what I've been listening to when I'm cooking and cleaning. And now George Floyd, and then what happened with poor Christian Cooper, the bird watcher? This guy was just bird watching, and this lady's over here calling the cops, weaponizing the cops. I can't. So I'm not getting ahead of just talking about it. That's all I've been thinking of. So I've been away. And besides, I cannot even look at the freaking creature. To me, his face is nasty. He just grosses me out. His freaking mouth, whatever's coming out of it, his face looks like a pig's vagina that's melting. Like the vagina from the pig, and the little tail with the hair is his toupee. Oh, he's so gross. I can't stand him anymore. I can't even look at him. Oh, man. Like I said, I don't wish him death or anything or sickness. I really don't. I just want him to be ousted, go to trial, and sent to jail and embarrassed. But I can't look at him talk all the bullshit and all his fanatics believe him and worship him. Oh my goodness, it's nasty. So I don't want to bother with that. But anyway, I don't know if Texas reopened yet. Have they reopened? I think almost every state has reopened, but they're taking precautions. But these people are thinking of just throwing caution to the wind, because I see people here with cars meeting together, exchanging money, And after they reopen, because the constituents, that's the other thing. Sorry, I'm all over the place because I read this cup a while back, so I'm forgetting a few things, but their constituents are writing them. So they're going to be reopening. People are going to be meeting. People are going to be driving to places. There's going to be interactions of money. Now see how this is all coming from this guy? From the creature. They're all the way over here like that. So because of the creature, and then he turns his back on it, like, oh, I had nothing to do with that. Because of the creature over here, there's even people getting married, people getting together, like romance stuff. They're going to reopen, and then people are going to start passing away again. See? Here too. People here passing away, here. People here passing away, here. There's going to be a rupture between the people in the Texas gubernatorial government, the governor's mansion, or the governor's whatever. Those people, Abbott, Dan Patrick. There's going to be a rupture between them, a division between them. Some of them are going to pull this way. We got to take precautions, and so are like, we got to take care of business. So it's going to be a rupture. And look at all those. There's votes are going to be. And letters and everything is going to be up in the air, money. And Trump, he's going to turn their back on them and be like, oh, I'm squeaky clean. I had nothing to do with that. I never said that. You guys are on your own. I gave the governors all the power. Don't come blame me. You had the ability to do this and or not do that, and you did whatever you want. It's not my fault. And then the other thing that concerns me, two more things that concern me, not to do with these people, but to do with the public here. There's a division between the people, and we already know that. We have people like us that believe in science, that believe in, that corona does exist, that it does kill more people than the regular flu. And then there's people that don't. There's people that think it's a political ploy to make Trump lose the election. So there's two camps, and you see that division there? I don't know if you can see that. Right there. It's kind of hard to see through the video. In person, it's clearer. And then people here, and then that division. And then, that worries me. And then at the bottom, I don't know what this lady has to do with Greg Abbott, but I see an African-American woman or a Hispanic woman, dark-skinned Hispanic woman, or an African-American woman that has 3 children. Now, she's sick, but she's going to pull through. She'll be okay. She's not going to die, thank God. She's just going to be sick, and then here are her little kids, like, at her bedside, eventually. Like a young mother. And I don't know why she came out on his cup. What he has to do with that. Either she's going to ask him to do something, look what happened, or he's going to have to give these low-income people, allocate more money for them because they're being hit harder. I don't know. I hope it's something good. I don't know if it's bad, if he's going to do something stupid. I'm hoping that he's aiding, because usually when things come out of the bottom for you are important things to you. So he may be concerned with that. Now, don't shoot the messenger. I know a lot of us, don't distrust the Republicans in power, be it gubernatorial or, senators or all that. But for him here, I see him having some sort of, I don't know. I hope that he's trying to help her. I don't know what it is. I really don't. But I see the lady, thank God that she's sitting, and her kids are there on her bedside, so kind of comforting her. So, yeah, that's his cup. That's what I see. And I think this video has gone on for a while now. So I'm just going to leave it at that with the Taza cup, and I will do a little tarot on him. Later on. I'll get going with the Dan Patrick video as well. So you stay tuned, you guys. Tomorrow I'll put up another video. Thank you. It's so nice to be back. Take good care. See you soon.